The next speaker is founder World Speech Day. He is a community leader and has devoted his time and passion as a volunteer, trainer, author. He is a father, mentor, and always inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, forever young and dynamic leader, Dr. Ernest. With the speech title, "The Future is Now."
I grew up in the era of the Beatles and the Bee Gees. Their songs always linger in our heart. Imagine that I want to hold your hand. How deep is your love? Well, those songs, I believe, they remind you of the days when Beatles and Bee Gees serenade us. Beatles and the Bee Gees, they started their journey in their teenage years. They never waste the time waiting for tomorrow. They make millions of dollars before they reach adulthood. How did they manage the feat? Because to them, they believe that the future is now. My dear friends, I want you to seize the future and pursue your passion and dreams, because the future is now. How about yours truly, my future? Now, let me share with you about my journey, how I keep my dreams and passion burning. When I was young, my father used to take me to watch the Chinese stage show, the Ge-Tai in Happy World and New World. I was mesmerized by the singers and the MCs bantering on the stage. And that was the time where my journey of gracing the stage was born. I looked to my father, I said, Papa, as I point to the stage, I want to be there. My papa looked at me with smiling face. Yes, when you grow up, you can. A dream was born, a wish uttered, when I was only 8 years old. Fast forward to my school days. I was active in the literary and debating society. Despite initial trepidation, I seized the opportunity to speak. Inevitably, it helped me to develop a strong internal system in me. But I was still nervous on the day itself when I was supposed to grace the stage. My hand was shaking. My heart was pounding. My voice was quivering. And actually, I was reading from the script. And my classmate was shouting at me, "Loudspeaker, loudspeaker!" Because of my loud voice, they call me loudspeaker. But then, that didn't deter me. Ironically, my voice grew louder and stronger. That was Ernest Chen at that time. Fast forward as my life unfolded, I found myself attending the Union Night, a monthly speech event at the University of Sydney. I thought I could go on the stage to sing. But as I wanted to go, I looked around me. I was the only Asian among all the audience. I hesitated. My dream was deferred, but never extinguished. The pivotal moment came when I walked into a Toastmasters meeting at Holiday Inn. on 1st of November 1983. Before the meeting ended, I signed up as a member. That marked the turning point of my life. Toastmasters have propelled me into the world of public speaking. Yes, that was the time I felt more confident in speaking. Nevertheless, 40 years I've been Toastmasters, and I celebrated my 40th anniversary last November. And Ernest Chen found himself standing in front of people without any fear. 40 years has sharpened my public speaking skills. I remember vividly how I participated in the speech contest. I participated in my first speech contest in 1985. I failed. I participated again in 1986. I failed again. I participated again in 1987. I failed again. But in 1986, 1988, yes, the tide has changed. I won. 1989, I participated again. I won. 1990, I participated again. I won. And since then, I've been winning continuously. Apparently, I was following the PAP style, perseverant and persistent in my blood. And now, as I'm standing in front of you with joy and fulfillment as a speaker, trainer, and author of 7 books. I want to relate 2 short stories with you. The first one is about Elon Musk. Elon Musk in life, he failed so many times, like Thomas Edison. Do you know that he collected the money from the people who purchased electric car? He only delivered it 4 to 5 years later. And now, he is selling a trip to the moon, and people are queuing up to book. And the day of departure still unknown. Elon Musk is selling the future because he believes the future is now. The next story happened in Spain. In Spain, people used to say, mañana. It simply means tomorrow. So a conversation between the man and woman happened that way. Hey, darling, are we getting married today? The man looked at the woman, mañana. What is all this? Mañana, mañana. I had enough of that. Today, I'm marrying your good friend, Fabio, because you never attend the Ernesto seminar on the future is now. Mañana, señor. Adios, amigo. So, my dear friends, the power of destiny lies within you. You can shape it if you want to. Never, never wait for tomorrow. You have to design your dream, pursue your passion, follow the trend, and upgrade your knowledge. After all, life is short. Time is fast. We cannot wait for tomorrow. After all, do you know that the future is now? If not now, when?
my privilege to introduce the next powerhouse. She has 30 years of working experience in different industries, from manufacturing, media and entertainment, to travel and events management. Public speaking started when she was 7 years old and received a first award, second only in speech. Today, she's gonna deliver her speech with the title World Peace. Let us warmly welcome Sherry Rico.
Friends, fellow Toastmasters, and country, lend me your ears. Leadership has revolutionized the hunger for power, control, in short, prestige. How can we have peace if there is chaos in every corner of the government estate? How can we have peace if there is a fight for power? How can we have peace if we only care about prestige? How can we have peace? What if I tell you that peace begins within us? That peace begins in our very own home, our family, the place where leaders are born, the place where leaders are groomed and protected since young. Why don't we start realizing something? We were once part of this innocent life. We once dreamed what is life ahead of us. We also wanted to lead, become a leader, a humanitarian leader of the people, by the people, for the people. But what is happening around us now? Tell me. Is there peace? There's no peace anywhere. Why? Simply because of a mere conversation that developed into an argument. Result? Broken families, war between countries. Resources are wasted, energies were drained, emotional and mental is being questioned. Damaging trust, damaging your own identity, damaging the hope for collaboration, damaging the hope of your people that you once fight for. Why don't we become peacemakers? Peacemakers. Not a war freak or a conflict enthusiast, but a humanitarian leader. But my next question is, how can you even become a leader when you have nothing to rule, when you have nothing to lead, when everything has gone ground zero? Nothing but a speck of dust. What will you eat? Nothing. Peace begins with us, from our very own home. The way we were brought up is very, very crucial. So if I were a contestant in the Miss Universe, and then they will tell me, how can you contribute to world peace like that? At the time that she is there and she's standing at that point in time, she's already an adult. We know that the cultivation of this must start within the home and the family, right? But you being there as a leader, the very first thing that comes into your mind is the objective and the target, the goal that you wanted to achieve. That is the welfare of your people. If you are actually being strayed and lost and started to have this conflict, too many battling assumptions and expectations in your head, what you're going to do? Go back to basic. What do I mean by that? What was your goal from the very beginning that you were put into that position as a leader? It's for the welfare of your people. Of the people, by the people, for the people. And I believe that most, can I say most, or 99% of our leaders have forgotten. So if I'm going to ask, would you like to be a peacemaker? Oh, no, let me rephrase that. If you become a peacemaker, what is your objective? What do you want to achieve? What is your target? Easy to say, peacemaker, I'm not a warfare, not a conflict response. But what do you want to achieve? As I mentioned, as a leader, don't stray from your objective. Go back to this. And there will be no war. A lot of innocent lives are affected. The future is affected. So if you're going to ask me, what do I want to achieve if I'm a peacemaker? If I'm a peacemaker. World peace, Toastmasters.
The next speaker is a recruiter with a twist of fate, ending up in engineering, but discovering a fortunate love for music, arts, and healing. And his speech title is 3 Words That Heal the World. Let us warmly welcome Josephine Tyler.
Thank you. My heart is beating fast now, so
Very
maybe I
fast.
must practice what Sharon had said, strike a pulse to increase my confidence and to take a deep breath maybe to increase my dopamine. All right, I'm ready. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. What a profound and impactful song. This song was written by the late Michael Jackson in the early 1990s. And as his wish that for humanity of making the world a better place. The world is so diverse and complex. We each of us, different culture, different upbringing, different views, and different perspective. We look different and we dress differently. We speak different language. And sometimes communication breaks down due to all these differences. But one thing we all have in common is the heart. And it's this heart that is beating around the clock across the globe. And it is this same heart that connects us together through the universal language of these beautiful expressions, emotions, and deeds. We call this kindness, compassion, and gratitude. there are many songs about kindness. And one of these stood out is by Glenn Campbell. You got to try a little kindness, show a little kindness. It's so simple and it's impactful. Let us try how we can try a simple or to express simple kindness. So may I invite you to take a look, turn to the person sitting next to you and look at them into their eyes. He's not looking at you. Okay? So it's just so simple. And smile at them. All right. So did you feel the warmth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. It's just so simple. And there was this quote by Dr. Ernest Chen. Smiling is the shortest distance between two strangers. And we all just did it. Right. So it's simple and it's free. Even McDonald's, I'm not sure if you know, McDonald's in Japan, you can order in a menu, free smile. That means you can order a smile for free. All right, it's at 0 yen. And they will deliver the food to you with a big smile. So smiling is contagious. Let us spread it and make the world a more joyful place. As we smile, it warms our heart. And the compassion, it blossoms into compassion. And this compassion is like spring. It's nurturing, it's revitalizing, and it's full of hope. As when flowers, spring brings life to flowers, compassion breathes life into relationship. Again, it's simple. And every one of us can do it without cost. I remember everyone, all of us may have our ups and down moments. So the other day, I was having some disagreement with my husband. And I was a little down. So as I was walking, I bumped into a friend who I have not met for more than just more than 1 year. All right. So when I look at him, and he gave me that big smile, a very warm smile. And then he said, Josephine, you look great. Wow. Somehow, the smile and just you look great felt so magical. Suddenly, my mood was lifted. So imagine if someone needing emotional support during difficult times, and if we can simply be present, offering a compassionate ear, or even speaking of kind words, it can be so comforting and reassuring. Compassion is like planting little seeds that one day it will actually blossom into a garden of empathy and understanding, fostering deeper connection with others. And the world will be much loving and harmonious place. That's a couple months ago. I was having dinner with a friend again, someone that I've not met for a few months. So when we seated, and I look at my friend, Sharon, you look great. And she looked at me and she was very happy. And then she said, oh, you know what? Someone complimented me yesterday. And she said, why am I always so happy and radiant? So I looked back at her and I said, yeah, you indeed look good. Did you go for any face aesthetic? Because it's very common nowadays that people go for aesthetic. And then she said, no need fillers, no need Botox. It's simple. And it doesn't cost much. everyone can do it with just little effort. Volunteering. I was so excited to find out what did she do. So what is it? She said, I took vitamin G. Sorry, vitamin C? No, it's vitamin G. Well, I heard vitamin C, vitamin D, B, biotin, collagen, which I had those. But I've not heard of vitamin G, so what is vitamin G? It's gratitude. Yes, I practice gratitude daily. So it's free, it's simple, and it's free. So taking some time to express gratitude to someone that you offer support for kindness, and by just simply making a thank you note to your verbal expression, or maybe just a small gesture, all this little thing, big or small, it all adds up, and it makes, and in no time, it will make you to shine as happy and radiant like Sharon. Even appreciating, the environment, the nature, the air we breathe in, the friends around us, appreciating. And in no time, we will be better and feel better. So ladies and gentlemen, let us embrace compassion, kindness, and gratitude. Do not belittle these three words. Embrace them, practice them, embrace them into your life, practice them daily. And in no time, there will be less enmity, more love, and we all can heal the world to be a better place for you and me.
Yeah.
The next speaker is a heavyweight champion, not in size, but in his passion in living. He is the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited, Singapore. With more than 25 years of working experience in India, Taiwan, and Singapore.
Wow.
His burning desire is to offer professional consultancy services in business and management learning, with knowledge and innovative technology and transfer segments. His speech title is The Art of Radiant Living. Let us welcome Dr. V. Ramanathan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Really, it is amazing time to be a part of World Speech Day with Dr. Ernest Chan, the Human Excellence Awardee from the Guild of International Speakers and Trainers. We are very happy because you are an example for this, the art of radiant living.
Wow.
You shine. You made the people to shine. You make the path to shine. And another awardee, Mr. Giban Bhai, also the Human Excellence Awardee from the Guild of International Speakers and Trainers. We are very proud to handhold with you all to make the people to have the path transformation towards excellence by their radiant life. Today we have so many speakers with us. What is the essence of their speaking? What is the content they want to speak to you all? What are the embracing opportunity they wanted to bring to you in front of your vision, your mission, as well as your destiny to reach? Every human being, they wanted to come to the earth as there are millions of organisms. They are coming to the earth. They are making the leap. They are living what they want to live. or sometimes they are getting exploited by the environment, by the society, or the government, and so on. But making the people who wanted to have their life, whether it is having the fulfillment, as rightly pointed out Dr. Ernest Chen in his talk, and what we are contributing to the society. The earlier speaker also mentioned, we are not a drop in the ocean. We are the part of the drop in the ocean. So many people, they are giving their better life, better contribution, whether it is the personal growth, what they focus, what they wanted to accomplish, what they wanted to cherish and nourish for their day-to-day life, being as a member in the family, and making themselves involved with the commitment to the employment category, whatever it may be, whether they are the executor, whether they are the professional, whether they are the leader, or they are making themselves as an entrepreneur, and so on. But what is their destiny? What is their ultimate goal when they are making any legacy behind them? Whether it is meaningful, whether they are a human being with humanity to showcase for the community and the people who are requiring that. There are so many crises, there are so many cries, but what to do, how to do, where to do, when to do. Government alone cannot fulfill, but the personal transformation towards excellence make the people feel very strong and making themselves to commit and contribute better. There are people who are making the legacy as a philanthropist. How do they make it possible? Whether they are born rich or they are making themselves as rich to contribute better for the money sake. There are people who are not having rich money sources, but they are having good heart. That is the humanity. They are showing their love and care for the surrounding people who are expecting that kind of things. The world is expecting the people who are making the lead, making the commitment, making the contribution for the day-to-day life to uplift for certain community. So myself, I wanted to give back to the society through my speech as a breathe as a speech. So it is the way your better communication will make you become stronger and make you to think stronger, make you contribute something better. So today we are making the day for the World Speech Day, organized by Dr. Ernest Chen with his enormous efforts. I should appreciate his efforts because as a single man, he is getting aligned by all the community and people to come and stand in front of the persons like him and make our day today. So it is the continuous effort we have to show. And there are three communities. Communities means the age group. Earlier also a speaker mentioned about the worry of aging population. Some people thousands of years they were living, but that was not the worry over there. But now we are concerning about the aging population, how to manage. But myself, I can conclude the youngsters who are not in the community of earning capacity, the community of earning capacity in the middle age group, and the senior citizens, they will say bye-bye to the earning sake. But how to embrace their life, making them put together. The three generations living together in a family is the heaven of the earth. It is the heaven of the earth. If you miss your grandchildren, are you happy? The senior citizen group. If you miss your son and daughter who are making themselves to migrate for some places, and every day you are talking over phone, making some video calls, is it the life? No. So myself, I can conclude that three generations who are living together, making themselves to support each other, making themselves to transform for the excellence category, that is the real life. Yes. That is the real life. Yes. There are old age homes, there are a lot of crises. The people, they don't have the family. The family doesn't want them to accommodate because of their routine day-to-day life. Where do we go? Are we living? Are we dying? There are people, they are crying there is no relationship, there is no help, there is no care. So they are feeling very unhappy mindset. I went to the orphanage or old age homes, I could see this kind of deteriorated kind of lifestyle. So do we care about them? Do we share our things to them? That is the way the transformation towards excellence will come. Finally, I want to give you back through 8 words acronym template. Template, it's a formula, it's a format, it's the framework for our life. What are they? T for techniques or technology. Today morning we were suffering a lot with the technical clinch. It was delaying our program. So we need the technical support, our technical expertise, our technical tools. And many people could observe us even though they could not be present here through video. The another way, execution. We are expecting the Superman, the CEO or C-suite leaders, CEO, COO, CTO, CXO, whatever it may be. So that is the way the execution power for personal as well as organizational things are need to be cultivated properly. And M for managerial, who are the sandwich between the two hardship things, the layman and the decision makers. They have to do the better thing for making the sandwich very tasty for you. The boardroom dictates something, the layman may not do the right thing, the managers are getting crushed. So this is the management capacity who are having the problem solving skills. And professionals who are exhibiting their talents to the society, to making the transformation very effectively, like doctors, lawyers, engineers, and so on, teachers. So that is the way the professional capacity must need to be built. And help for leadership. We are having all these leaders. They are very small or large or very bigger man, whatever it may be, leading to the people, leading to the community, leading to the life. It is very, very complicated as of now. A for authority or the authenticity, who are having the power, who are dictating the scenario, who are controlling the situation. They are the authority. And D for talents, or thinkers, who are making the thinking capacity to go beyond the border, out of the box. So many people, they don't have, they are going with the rat race. But those people who are finding the pathway to lead further, Elon Musk already mentioned by the speaker. So we have to think something very bigger and stronger and more effective. And E for excellence. Excellent capacity is the grooming skill. It is not the inborn skill. So we must need to think in a proper manner how to make the excellent community, to make themselves to solve their problems and lead the life forever. So the sustainability is going to make the conditions for us to keep the Mother Earth to save and sustain for the future generation. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Back to the group.
Next speaker is a multifaceted professional renowned for her transformative work as a life coach, trainer, speaker, and author. Her breakthrough intervention coaching enables clients to quickly move from breaking free to breakthrough. Her speech title is The Power of One. Power of One. Please join your hands together and welcome Rihanna Mina.
Julius Caesar, Abraham Lincoln, Hitler was one. Julius Caesar was one.
Yeah.
Napoleon Bonaparte was one. Gandhi was one.
Yes. Understand
was one. All these people are but one. But they changed the face of the earth, they changed the face of history, and they changed lives. So the power of one. We are all here, individuals. We are all but one. We are here for a purpose. We are not put on this earth for simply by accident or simply for fun. We all have a purpose. We all have a vision. We all have a life to fulfill. But what we do with that life is what makes a difference to the existence that you have on this earth. Why are you here? Merely for frivolous, fun, passion? We are here on a mission. But not many of us know our mission. Not many of us dream or fulfill it. Because we think we are too small, insignificant, unable to make a difference in this world. Let me tell you, you, we are all able to make a difference. Remember the story of the starfish? The boy who threw the starfish back one by one? And the man asked him, what difference are you making? I'm making a difference to that one starfish that I could see. We all can make a difference in this world through our voice, through our actions, through our deeds, through our own simple way.
Yes.
Agree.
The difference, you choose what you want to make. It doesn't have to be billions of dollars.
Okay.
It just needs to impact one life,
Yes.
one starfish
Yes.
that you can throw back into the ocean and give it life again to live a bit more longer. We are all able to throw back that one starfish. We are all able to give something back in our own small, insignificant, but I say significant ways. We are able to make a difference. Is your existence valuable? Are you making your existence on this earth valuable?
Yes.
Make it. Do that small thing with great heart, with great love, with great passion,
Wow.
and inspire the world to make a change.
Yes, I'm with you.
And I am with you. I would like to share a poem with you. I'm only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do.
Wow.
And I choose to do that.
Yes.
Every single day of my life, of my existence, I choose to make one small difference today, right now, in my small, significant way. Do you, my friends, do you take this challenge?
Yes.
Take this responsibility
Yes.
to make a difference in your life, in the life of others. On World Speech Day, what a better way than to use the power of your voice to change the world.
like Hitler.
The next wonderful speaker is an CEO of Dragon Communications, an AI marketing agency specializing in using AI technologies to help companies grow their business in Asia. He's a strong believer in lifelong learning. He loves learning different languages and the latest technologies. Today, he'll be delivering a speech. The most expensive city in the world. And what do you think? What do you think is the most expensive
Singapore.
city in the world?
Singapore. I don't know. Oh, you got my pocket already. I also migrate already. Yes.
And friends, help me welcome Stanley Ma.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. I would like to kick things off with a question. I would like you to show your hands if you agree with the following question. Do you feel that the Singapore cost of living is getting higher and higher?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Singapore is regarded as the most expensive city in the world, according to the Economist Intelligence Unit, the Professor report. In June 9, 2023, we as Singaporeans or residents of Singapore, we are so used to this kind of situation. The cost of living is rising every single day. We are all aware of the fact that over the past couple of years, everything in Singapore is getting more and more expensive. Let's say food costs, transportation costs, MRT and buses, housing costs,
Yes.
more importantly, utilities, electricity and water. Postage has just gone up by 65%.
Wow, really?
Wow, and then the land cost is getting very expensive.
Very.
Public housing is getting so expensive that a lot of young people cannot even afford
Yes.
to have a public housing unit for themselves.
Yes.
And we don't have to mention about the very famous 1% increase in GST in Singapore.
Even 1% they want.
1% represents 12.5% over 8%. You must know it's only 1 percentage point. But what can we do? We as Singaporeans know that we have no control over all these factors, especially those that are introduced by the Singapore government. Do we have control?
No.
If we can't change the external environment, what we have to do is to change ourselves. Then we'll be able to survive and live comfortably in Singapore. Today, I'm very happy to have a chance to share with you some practical tips on how to navigate through all these turbulent times of financial or cost of living changes. Now, we all know that wages in Singapore can never match or cope with the inflation rate. It is a fact, regardless of the numbers published by the government. We all know this. Then how can we go ahead to really manage our finances at the same time to really stop our wallet from going on strike? Here are some practical tips. First of all, you have to do some budgeting. Have a very detailed budget plan for yourself to track down every single item that you are spending on a daily basis. Through this, you'll be able to identify what is important, what is not necessary. Then you can cut down on the things that are not really that important and focus on the essential spending. That is very important. Secondly, on a day-to-day basis, we realize one thing. There are many opportunities for us to find what we call the best deals, the biggest discounts and rewards programs in Singapore. It is like a kind of treasure hunt for adults. Now, let me put it this way. I'm sure you have read about this. Last year, 16 million people visited Johor Bahru, which is next to Singapore.
16 million.
16 million. Now, it's a huge number. According to the news, a majority of them are Singaporeans. I believe that a lot of Singaporeans are already doing this. They go to Johor Bahru for bargain hunting over the weekends. This is a very clever way. The second thing that we can do, since we can't change the external environment, we change ourselves. We adapt our lifestyle choices. For example, like instead of owning a car in Singapore, you opt for public transportation or carpooling. That will save you a lot of money on a sort of day-to-day basis.
Yes.
It is inevitable. On top of that, we can also think of taking advantages of all the rewards programs offered by credit cards. And there's a company by the name of ShopBack, which constantly gives you discount back whenever you buy anything with ShopBack. 3 to 5% on every single purchase. Hey, small changes can make a lot of difference to you on an annual basis. In addition to that, what we have to do is to really explore opportunities for you to make some extra income through what we call part-time jobs or freelance work, so that you'll be able to supplement your regular main source of income. Well, another option which is now getting more and more popular, and that is to consider relocation to a lower cost country nearby, like Malaysia or Thailand. Now, as a matter of fact, it is a major decision, but I have already come across many families who have migrated to Thailand and to Johor Bahru. They just commute between the two countries on a sort of daily basis. Of course, it is not easy to make such a big decision. You have to consider all the other options, such as job opportunities, availabilities, as well as cost of living plus quality of life. That is a major decision. So, in some way, I feel that since we cannot change or control the cost of living rising, what we have to do is to implement a few tips like budgeting, looking for best discounts or rewards programs, at the same time explore additional income sources like part-time jobs and so forth. Of course, finally, the most important thing is for us to consider whether we have to migrate to other countries. I really feel that when life gives us lemons, we make lemonade. And sell it at the top. With that, thank you.
Wow. Wow, my goodness. Very good, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you to Mr. Stanley Ma. I shall go and download the ShopBack app. So next speaker is an accountant by trade. He is also a specialist
income line. So sounds like a person to hire the running business. And it helps its clients solve problems. The speech title, make a difference through storytelling. Can we please invite Yay Pan?
Thank you.
He's got like a lot of technologies.
Right? Yeah.
He wants to share. No,
I try to be. You suppose.
his phone. Do you know him?
You suppose.
He's-
This is not vertical. This is so cool.
My CFO, Dr. Ernest Chen, MC Gabriella, ladies and gentlemen, an accountant, a compliance professional, a very boring person, right?
Yes.
No.
Wrong. Penny is smarter. Why? Many of us are brought up to believe that the world is made up of atoms and molecules and protons and neutrons, right? Wrong again, Rehan. The world has never been made up of atoms and molecules and all the other things. The world has always been made of stories. First, ask yourself, how many of you here are Christians or Catholics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are Muslims? 2, 3, 4. How many are Hindus? Hindus. Excellent. It shows that Google is right. 32% of the world population are Christians. 25% are Muslims.
25. Oh, very big, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Very big. Look carefully. 15% are Hindus. What does that tell you? Nothing. What about Josephine? What does that tell you?
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Who is the leader in Christianity?
The one that's got.
There are few leaders.
The greatest leader in Christianity.
The Pope, huh?
The one who went.
Jesus.
Wrong again. Jesus Christ. My goodness. You have been a Christian for how many years?
How many think of?
You were not paying attention during catechism. Go for retraining.
Yeah.
Now, listen carefully. This is more serious now. What did Jesus teach you? Love. Only one thing.
Serve.
10 Commandments.
No. Service to mankind.
Service to mankind. Okay. Right or wrong? Actually, I don't know. I'm not a Christian. But the thing is, more important, how did Jesus teach?
Parables.
Story.
Who say parables? Wow. At least 1 person, 2 person in the room.
Oh, you are a Christian.
Good girl. What's her name?
Cindy.
Cindy. You're simply the best. I like you so much. I tell you why. Jesus will never tell you, do this, do that. Thou shalt do this, thou shalt not do that. Jesus don't say that. How does Jesus teach?
Tell
We are the
stories.
Christians. Tell stories. So I want you to tell stories. Can you remember any story that Jesus told?
The prodigal son.
Prodigal son,
The Good Samaritan.
the Good Samaritan. What is the Good Samaritan all about?
Someone who will sacrifice better than himself.
Half right. You pass anyway. The Good Samaritan came about. Look at the context. Somebody asked Jesus, thy father said, love your neighbor. Who is the neighbor?
Anybody.
Anybody.
The one that
Jesus didn't say anybody. You are wrong again.
different from you. Actually, the neighbor is everybody.
Jesus didn't give them the answer. Just Jesus told them a story. What was the story?
Love that
Good
neighbor.
Love thy
Samaritan.
neighbor more than thyself.
What happened during this story? Jesus said, if you look at your gospel, according to St. Luke, it says, there's this merchant traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Along the way, he got robbed. He got beaten. He was wounded so badly, he was lying on the street. He couldn't move. The priest walked by. This Samaritan is from this place called Samaritan, right? But the priest, in those days, those people are Judeans. They are from the place called Judah, is it? Okay.
Yes.
So the priest, Jesus Christ, the Jews, they're all from Judea. Samaritan, lying there, need help. Ignore, even though it's the priest. The next guy came around was a Levitian. He's below the priest in ranking, but he does the kind of work. Ignore. Next came the Samaritan. This gentleman from Samaritan. He's also a merchant. He stopped. He went to see, kneel down next to this guy and found out he's still alive. Then give him water, because those are desert places. Yeah? Desert places. Give him water. He's alive. Carry him back to Jerusalem to the inn and ask the innkeeper, please feed him. Please let him stay here. I'll give you the money. If it's still not enough, on the way back, I will pay the rest of the way. So Jesus told story. Jesus didn't tell, do this, do that. He told stories. And this story will carry on for thousands of years. Until today, I still know the story because somebody told me some time ago. Right? So what about you and I? Oh, I forgot to put the timer. How much time do I have left? Okay, anyway. Nobody, after stepping out of this room, 1 week later, 1 month later, will remember what you told them. Nobody can. You can give the best speech, the best content with the best intention. Can you remember what did Josephine tell you?
Compassion, gratitude,
Okay.
smile,
Smile. What song did she sing?
heal the world.
Okay. Best student. Next week, I'll ask you the same question and see how many people can remember what the Ernest said. What did Dr. Ram say? Most likely than not, and it's not their fault. Now I'll tell you a story and you will remember. How many of you have heard of the rabbit and the hare story. Tortoise also. Tortoise and hare. Just testing whether you will pay attention. Okay, tortoise and the hare, one more time. Or everybody. Who won the race? Tortoise. Wrong. You heard from the wrong storyteller. It depends who tells the story, but that's right. That's why he is the CEO. See, there is this tortoise in the head. And there are people around that say, hey, let's have some fun. Let's make these two guys race. Right? You dangle a big carrot, a big reward for them, so that they will entertain us. Right? While they suffer. Okay. So they challenge the tortoise. Hey, the hare say he can run faster than you. Right? And say the same thing to the rabbit. Right? The tortoise can say he can beat you in a race. So they put them together to race from here to there, the hill. Right? And so on the day of the race, they started off. And the rabbit ran very fast, left the tortoise a mile behind. Tortoise didn't give up, right? That's how the story goes. Then they met up later on, and the tortoise asked the hare, why are we doing this? Why are we racing, torturing ourselves to entertain those guys sitting there laughing at us? We should be collaborating. We should be helping each other. Right? It's a good idea. So, when it comes to the marshy part, soggy, waterlogged, the rabbit couldn't swim across the lake, the pond. The big tortoise said, no problem, brother. Stand on my back. And then they crossed the marshy land, the lake, the pond. Then they come to the dry land. And what did the tortoise say? Brother, your turn to help me. Like a hare, put the tortoise on the back and hop, 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 and then along. And that way, they cross the finishing line together. What does that story tell you, Gabriella?
Collaboration.
Collaboration. That's what we should be doing. If you want to make a difference, you want to save the world, you cannot be competing with each other. You must work together, hand in hand. And if you really want to make a difference, tell a story. Learn to tell stories. People will believe you. People will remember your story. If you don't believe me, 1 week later, 1 month later, I'll call you and ask you, what story did I tell? How many of you can still remember what story did I tell? Tortoise and hare. But you forgot about Jesus Christ. I told at least 2 stories.
That was such a story. That was an entry.
That was?
An entry into your main message.
Oh, okay. Penny is my best friend. She has to be right. With that, I thank you for your time and attention. Go out and tell the story. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the sermon and story. The speaker is a very special man. He's a father of 4 who is rediscovering the world's beauty through the lens of the future. The speech title is What a Ruffian's Game Can Teach Us About Leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you big, strong, and friendly Muhammad Nur Hakim.
Dr. Ernest Chen, my friends, very good afternoon to all of you. Imagine you hear the whistle and the ball comes to you. It's not even round. In fact, it's oval. It doesn't bounce well, it doesn't roll. What does this ball do? Before you could make sense of anything, 15 big burly men comes running in your direction. They too want a piece of the ball. My friends, this is the game of rugby. And this is a game that I played in my younger years. A game of rugby to a layman looks like a lot of people crashing into one another, falling, rolling, sometimes bleeding, running after an oval ball. But what this ruffians game has taught me are many life lessons that I still hold on to today. Now, if you take a step back away from the chaos, or so it seems, that happens on the field, you realize that rugby is a game of many rules. It's a very technical game. In fact, in rugby, it's one of the games that you move counterintuitively. While moving forward, the ball needs to move backwards. And that's the only way the ball moves in the game. So as a person, as a player, you need to consistently be thinking of how do I match my forward movement with the backward movement of the ball. Lots of people are around me. In fact, 30 people are on the field at the same time. And rugby is the largest number of players for a team sport. So this is the first lesson that I've learned in life on leadership. Sometimes in leadership, we always think about achieving our objective. And rightfully so, because as leaders, we need to fulfill what we seek out to do, and we need to reach our goal. But the field can be confusing. The field is made up of many players, and sometimes going forward means going backwards at the same time. So the first lesson I've learned from rugby leadership is to be flexible. Have the goal in mind. Know it clearly so you don't score in your own goal and give opponents the points. But be flexible to work with the people around you as well as to see through what's in front of you in the field. Now, the second thing I've learned in rugby is that there is a place for everyone. In 15 players in a rugby team, two of the biggest ones, we call them the props. They are usually big, burly, maybe even over 100 kilogram legs. And their job is to hold up what we call the scrum, or essentially the part of the game that requires strength. So we get the two biggest people we can find. In the middle of two props, it's a slightly smaller guy, and we call him the hooker. It's not that kind of hooker. But he's got a very skillful leg. And through his leg, he will use it to kick the ball backwards in the scrum. The action is called hooking, and he is called the hooker. For those who can jump, you two have a spot. Two of them are called the jumpers, and their job is to gain possession or gain the ball when the ball goes out of play by jumping the highest and catching. We have a really small player, oftentimes the shortest one. We call him the scrum half. And what does the scrum half do? He looks for the ball amongst the legs and bodies, and he moves the ball forward and let the game continue. We have two of the fastest players, and we call them the centers. They're the trickiest ones with the best hands. They can move the ball to the right, to the left. They can switch the play. They can do a dummy pass. So they too have a role. Those with the fastest legs, We call them the wingers. They run the furthest and the fastest and cover the most distance on the field. In 15 players, we have the biggest, the smallest, best legs, fastest hands, fastest legs. Everybody can be included. And that's my second lesson in leadership from rugby. Oftentimes, we do not see beyond the surface of the people we encounter in our leadership journey. But if we take a step back and think that everybody has a role, can play a role, no matter how unique, no matter how specialized, no matter how funny their name may be, but they too can play a part in the larger scheme of leadership. Now, the third thing I learned from rugby leadership is that there is no rugby game whereby any single one of the players will not fall and hit the ground. You watch a rugby game, players fall multiple of times, sometimes in terrible ways. But after every fall, there are only two outcomes. They get up and they play again, or they get someone to help them up to continue, or to take a break if they can't. And the third, and I feel the most important lesson in leadership, is that you will always fall down. And I think in life as well. Never at times will you be forever standing up, standing straight, no one affecting you, life is all smooth. You will always fall down. And sometimes, cliche as it sounds, it's really difficult to tell ourselves to get up again. We spend a long time on the ground, thinking about our fate, wallowing in self-pity, and sometimes we need to heal. But the moment we can, we should rise, because the team is counting on us to move forward. One person on the ground is one person less. But when we can't, we need to be humble to accept that we are not invincible. We need the hand of our friends, of our partners, of our teammates to hold us up and let us know that we can take the next step. And if it's not in that game, in the next game. And if it's not on that day, on another day. But we will take that step, no matter how difficult that may be, with the help of our friends, of our partners, and our teammates. So my friends, rugby may seem like a sanctioned brawl with a ball between 30 men. Just like life, sometimes. So much chaos, so many things happening around the world, many things that we feel so upset about. The message is, take a step back, take a look at what you see. Lead yourself first, and then lead others. For there is always a way out of any rut if you choose to take the ball and move forward. Back to you.
Wow,
Thank you so